Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. This is going to be Harry Muppet, and we are going to be casting game number 2 of what is alright, so it's game number 2 of round number 3 of the grand final of the EMS Spring 2013 Cup. It is between Happy and HasuObs, and it is going to be completely awesome. Unlike the previous game where HasuObs left after 10 minutes for no apparent reason that I could see. But it is the second time that somebody has left early for no apparent reason when facing off against Happy, so no doubt Happy is doing something very sinister and very evil and very not following with the rules to make his opponents keep leaving like that. I do not care what you say. I do not care if there's some sort of valid reason he comes up with. It is all Happy, man. He is all doing this sort of stuff, and he wants to win at any cost at all. And we'll see what happens this game. We'll see if HasuObs goes on to play a straight up game, or whether Happy uses his Jedi mind tricks to force HasuObs to surrender the game again. Yeah, let's get on with it. But yeah, this is round 3. In round 1 of this grand final, Kaz from Team Empire wiped out Hero Marine from the Mouse Sports team 2-0 in their round, and did it with some very nice tank play, very nice Reaper Micro. The Reaper Micro was absolutely awesome. You've got to go watch that, the second game between Kaz and Hero Marine. Round 2, it was Mana from Mouse Sports, and he beat Brad OK from Team Empire 2-0 with some excellent Colossus and excellent high Templar work against Brad OK's Marine Marauder Medevac Viking Force. So pretty typical turn play, pretty typical Protoss play, but in the end he just really just took it out of the park and really sent it home. And round 3 is going to be Happy representing Team Empire. Happy's up here, and he is one game up. And that is because HasuObs left at the 10-minute mark last game. He went in for an attack, it didn't really work, but he wasn't crippled at any points, but he still left the game. I'm still not sure why, but there we go. I am going to say that Happy used some sort of sinister mind trick to force him to surrender, and yeah, he did. And HasuObs, he surrendered last game, and now he is going to go back into this game. So he's shrugged off the mind hold that Happy had on him, and he's going to try and go ahead this game and try and beat Happy on the straight up board before Happy can get a hold, can get his hooks back into his brain. And I'm gonna say right here, right now, if HasuObs makes any mistakes this game, it is not his fault, it is Happy. He is forcing him to make those mistakes. We can see the Nexus build going down. It's quite a bit later than the Command Center went down. That was not a mistake by HasuObs. That was Happy. He forced him to build that Nexus a bit later. You see, just forcing somebody to surrender is just too easy. It's just too easy for Happy. It's not exciting enough, so he's forcing him to make mistakes here and there all over the game. And I've got to say, Happy, man, I'm not really happy with you at the moment. In doing this, you should just play a straight up game, and forcing your opponent to make mistakes, I mean, it's just I gotta say, it's a little bit unsportsmanlike, to be honest. Here we go, the Stalker, man. That Stalker had no control over itself, man. It did not want to run into that bunker, but Happy made it run into the bunker, man. And he's just there's a little internal war over there over the control of this unit. But here we go. This SCV coming in there is going to get wiped out. And yeah, those guys are going to get wiped out. So Happy obviously not paying attention there. Forgot to move those guys away before he sent the SCV in there. But here we go. A bunch of Marines coming out. This Stalker. HasuObs managing to get control of it for just half a second, telling it to run away. But Happy, man, he is constantly on the offensive. He's going to try and hunt down this Stalker. And HasuObs, man, he's running around in a circle. He has no control over the Stalker. And, oh, man, it's just bad. What do we got going on here? Not too much. I think HasuObs getting back in there. He's got a bit of an economic advantage. He's starting to do some good stuff, so I got to think that he is fully in control of the game once again. Happy has had his fun. And hallucinated Oracle, man. We saw an Oracle do tons of damage last game, so a hallucinated Oracle is going to drag all of these forces back very, very fast. Although as soon as he notices these guys aren't actually dying, well, it's not even going to attack, it's just going to run around, because why not? And there we go, it dies very, very quickly. You can tell when a unit dies, it's got all that little static electricity, lightning sort of stuff going on. And that means that it is a hallucinated unit. This observer is not hallucinated, but it might as well be for all the Terran player can actually see of it. And he's going to knock down these rocks, so Happy's going to go for a fairly early third before the 10-minute mark. And HasuObs, man, he hasn't really got much of an army at the moment. He hasn't really building that many forces. He's, what has he got? No, he's really got nothing. The Happy's got quite a bit. HasuObs really got nothing, but he has got these rocks destroyed, so that is something. These rocks not being destroyed by Happy, but no doubt he's saving those for when HasuObs attacks, because it will control HasuObs' army and just tell him to attack the rocks instead of the army. So I'm sure that is going to be his plan, but ew, these forces coming in, man. They're going to go for the side, hoping to kill a third, but there is not one there yet. But the Protoss, he doesn't know their forces are there. He sees the rocks going down. He decides, alright, maybe the main gate is going to be better. Protoss getting some forces up, but he's in quite a lot of trouble here with this army. If this army starts to go in, he is going to be in a lot of trouble. We've actually got 2 medevacs coming up, so HasuObs, man, he could be going down very, very soon. He's managed to get a Colossus out, and he's starting to build some ground units up. That's just in time, as far as I can tell. But yeah, really needs to, I suppose, get some Stalkers out as well. I don't think he's got legs. He doesn't have legs yet. And he doesn't have the anti-air attack. He needs to take out those medevacs. So he's going to scare him away a little bit, but by no means has he forced them to stop the attack. And meanwhile, what do we get down? We've got a factory going down here. I'm guessing he just doesn't need this factory. This is not any sort of crazy proxy. He's just putting it down there to stop that third base from coming down, because he's expecting the Protoss to go for a third base at any moment. And here we go, he's setting down a pylon over here. I'm not sure why, but the forces, they're over here. He's going to set down a cannon. He's going to see the medevacs coming in. The Protoss, excellently placed, and he's overcharging the Nexus. One medevac nearly got taken out, but not quite. Meanwhile, the Protoss getting out all the tech he likes. He's getting the Storm, he's getting the legs, he's getting the High Templar, he's getting some more probes. He really needs to be getting a third base though, because otherwise he's going to start falling behind in the economy. But he has not yet done that. Maybe this probe was going to do that, but not quite. Here we go, there's a medevac coming out. He's going to take out this factory, or at least annoy it. He lifts up, just lands in a different position to reset those zealots. He wants to keep them over there, but feedback on one of the medevacs almost kills it, but not quite. A bunch of zealots get warping in, but they're just trying to save time, and his forces are going to come in here, and he doesn't really have anything to take care of the medevacs. But yeah, those guys just completely stopped there. I don't know if that was a mistake on Happy's part, or if something actually forced those medevacs to stop moving. I don't think it was. I think he just selected them all and moved them, and he just forgot to select 2 of them, because as far as I know, there's no real Protoss attack that can really stop units from moving. Hold on, let me just check. I'm sorry, ladies and gentlemen, I have to go find this, but feedback. Yeah, all right. Feedback doesn't stop them from moving. So that I do not understand why those medevacs didn't run. They could have run. Maybe they didn't have the speed boost anymore, so he assumed they weren't going to get away. But I mean, you still try and run. These zealots, they're going to be alright. I think if you're standing there when the rocks fall down, you actually do take damage, but should be fine. This factory is sparking a little bit. You can see the awesome sparks and smoke coming out of it, so it's quite a bit damaged, but it's not on fire yet. I don't understand why, because with that many sparks, you should think that the damn thing is on fire, because, you know, sparks tend to cause fire. But yeah, anyway, there's not. We've got Corruptor range. No, not Corruptor, Colossus range coming up. We've got 2-2 weapons coming up for the Protoss player. We've always seen him very good. Actually, that may have been the game before. I think that was Mana. He had the really good upgrades. We haven't seen enough into a game to see how HasuObs upgrades are going, but they're looking pretty good. And meanwhile, Happy, he's getting some good upgrades as well, but he's a little bit behind the Protoss player. Protoss is getting 3-3, Terran's still getting 2-2 at the moment, so Protoss got the advantage there. He's also got the army advantage. He's only one worker ahead, but he's about 20-25 supply ahead. So he's looking very good in this game actually. He's looking like he can do some major damage. He's not behind on bases, he's not behind on economy, he is in front in army and he's in front in upgrades as well. What the hell is this? That is 3... That's only weapons 2? What? I thought he was already building weapons 2. Have I been fooled? Have I been bamboozled by somebody? What's going on here? Ah, he's only got one weapon, so he's got 1 and 3 going on. His armor is actually ahead of the Terran player's armor, but his weapons are quite far behind. Damn, I didn't realise that. Alright, well, so I don't know who's in front in terms of the upgrades then. I think the Protoss still slightly, but he'll only be in front for another few seconds, then he'll be behind. And that is not going to be good for the Protoss player, but he's still getting all the upgrades up, and that's going to be good for them. He's still got the army advantage. He's got the High Templar, he's got a Colossus, he's got a lot of Zealots and a few Stalkers. What has the Protoss player got, man? The Terran. He's got some Ghosts, he's got some Vikings, so he knows his counters very well. He's got some Marines Marauders, so he's got a very scary army composition as well. And yeah, this is going to be a major battle. It's all going to come down to, I think, the positioning of the Vikings to take out the Colossus, and how good the Ghosts are at EMPing or sniping those High Templar. He doesn't have that many Vikings actually, but then again, this Protoss player doesn't have that many Colossus, I don't think. He's only got 2 Colossus, and he doesn't have the Stalker numbers to really push off the Vikings. You really need a few more Stalkers to be able to wipe out the Viking numbers before they wipe out your Colossus. I mean, it doesn't really matter how many Vikings are there if there's nothing to take them out, because eventually they will take out the Colossus. You want a bit more Vikings to be able to wipe out the Colossus quicker, so they don't take out too many Marines Marauders. But if there's basically no anti-air, then it really doesn't matter. I mean, the Vikings will take them out eventually. We've got a nice bit over here. This Marine coming around does not quite see it. I thought I saw a Dark Shrine coming up. So DT's coming out there. It's going to be very scary. And what do we got going on here? We've got 3 weapons. Protoss player's already got 3 armor on the way. Does not have any shields yet, but I wouldn't be surprised to see him getting that soon. The Terran player, man, he's getting 3-3 for his infantry. He's getting 2 weapons for his ships. So he really wants these Vikings to do a massive amount of damage. And they are maxed out in armies so far. So we're going to have to see a battle sometime soon. Protoss trying to get in a good position. He does not like this position too much though, but he's going to get a couple of storms out on those Ghosts. The Ghosts trying to get in. And I think they didn't quite get off the snipes or the EMPs that they needed to. These High Templars still alive, still got quite a bit of health. So quite a bit of energy, sorry. And here we go, the Dark Templars coming in here. He's just going to be soaking up scans from the Terran player. So excellent job there. And the Terran player, man, he's got scans to spare because he's on 4 bases and he's got these 2 coming up as well. So he's going to have scans to spare. And these guys going in there. Some EMPs coming down. Just knocking the health off of all these units. The Colossus lose all of their health. I think it does like a maximum of 150 or 200 health or something like that. Shields anyway. It's very bad for these guys. Still some High Templars out there, but the Ghosts are on snipe duty. And they're really, you can see a snipe just went down on that guy. It's not good. So the Colossus coming out, but these Viking numbers really in there. And he's at an excellent siege point here, so he can send some units up to take out of this base. And the Protoss cannot quite break this siege at his front gates. He really needs to get in there, but the Vikings, along with the EMPs going down the Colossus, really wiping him out. The storms are just not falling where they need to. I don't think they're even falling at all. And the Ghost numbers are really good here. And these guys are just getting wiped out constantly. This force really doing some good pressure. He needs to get in. He needs to test the Zealots just against these forces. Just go in once and for all and do the damage. That's what he's doing right now with these ground forces. Really going in, hitting these forces hard, forcing them to get away. He had the Colossus, he had the High Templar, but I think in the end it was the Zealots and the Stalkers who managed to fend off that attack. And right now we're pretty much back where we started. He's starting to get more Colossus. He's nearly got 3 weapons finished. The Terran player, meanwhile, he's building up the same units he already had. Where's he building these things on? He's just building more barracks. So he really wants to work on the Marauders, get a lot of them out. There's a whole another army coming out now. The Protoss player should be able to deal with it. He doesn't have that many Colossus, but he should be able to deal with this. And oh, yeah, I don't know. With this many Marauders, I would not be surprised to see the Protoss player sort of just shrug off the Colossus tech, not really go for it anymore. But oh, sniping, man, excellent snipes there. I think he's just sniping Zealots for the most part, or Dark Templars. I don't think he's really getting High Templar, but I suppose he would be going for that first. And you really got to be a Masters player to snipe the High Templar in that mess, because it's so incredibly complicated and such a pain in the ass. But his idea right now is to lock down this base, and he hasn't actually done any damage to that base, but he's stopped the Protoss players from going out and defending it that well. There's some cannons up here, but they all got wiped out before by the Terran player. And Dark Templar coming up there, just on the outside of that scan range. And how did he know that was there? I really can't say. Is there a Raven somewhere around? No, he must have been another scanner, I didn't notice it. I really can't say. But he's got pylons all over the place. He's constantly warping in DTs for some harassment. There's going to be missile turrets and bunkers at every single base. Yeah, missile turret and a planetary here. So the DT harass, not going to do that well. He might do alright at this base if he can manage to get it in there, but the chances of that are not very high. Meanwhile, each army maxed out again. So these guys have been maxed out quite a lot. We do have some nukes coming out. He figures I've got ghosts, so I might as well get some nukes. And nuclear play, man, this is going to be the way to finish off this grand final round, man. To go in there, in the final round, and get some nuke play going on, because why not? We're right up near the end. And yeah, if he finishes off happy with nukes, then that is going to be the ultimate final game. But Happy, man, Happy's doing a good job. HasuObs, man, get out of the way. There's a nuke coming down. You do not want to get hit by that nuke. He manages to get out of the way. There's some SCVs coming in there. They're just down for a scout. Some cannons going down. Didn't really lose any units. The Vikings have a beautiful position up here, and he might go in for another nuke down here. He could just nuke the living crap out of this area, and the Protoss, there's not much he can do about it because he's on the higher ground. He does have an OBS up here, which is going to be good at scouting this out. If a ghost stood there and tried to nuke, he could probably feedback that ghost or something like that. How much energy do these guys have? So he could easily feedback him. Here come the ghosts, but the ghosts are going to take care of the High Templars as soon as they see it. The Colossus kind of come up there, but the Vikings trying to try and attack the Colossus. We see a nuke go down. The Protoss players, not much he can do about it. There's a ghost out here. Can he attack this ghost? He's sending out some mobs. He's going to see the ghost. The ghost goes down. The nuke is cancelled. But these forces, the Vikings are going to go in there, and the Terran player, man, he must know that there's a bunch of OBS around here. So he's going to go out, going to try and take them out. These ghosts going to try and do something over here. But I don't know if they're going to be able to get that nuke down that they really want to. And it's not going to hit the army even if they do. Here we go. Dark Templar coming out for this base. He's warping up to a planetary. But as long as the Protoss keeps on top of this situation, he should be fine. Until, of course, some units actually come out and a scan goes down. There we go. As the scan comes down, the planetary is finished. DT is going to go down. So that is very, very sad. Protoss player back up to max. Is he getting 3 shields? This is 2 shields. So he's not quite maxed out on all the upgrades, but it's very rare you see a game actually go long enough for the Protoss player to start thinking about the shields upgrade. But this player definitely is. And the Terran player, man, he's even starting to think about his air armor at the moment. His Vikings, they got 3 weapons. His infantry has got 3-3. And he's starting to think about air armor as well for the Vikings now. So they're both going absolutely crap load on upgrades. He's very worried about getting flanked here, but he's not going to. The Terran player is just going to go in through here. Wipe out all these Zealots. These guys are looking pretty low on health, but he does have a fair amount of medevacs. Meanwhile, the Protoss player going to move over here, set up a base here, take this base out. I'm not sure why he's doing this. He could easily expand to there, and it's a little bit safer. But he's really going to push out here. He's probably going to move the most of his forces over here, because this is pretty much just building a base so close to your opponent that your opponent really has no choice but to attack it. Maybe that sort of thing is what he's trying to do. trying to say, alright, I'm building a nexus here, you have to attack here, because everywhere else is just too far away. But it doesn't seem like it, because he's moving his forces back to deal with this space. Maybe he's assuming the Terran player isn't going to realise it yet. These guys going a little bit on the far side. I don't know where they're going. Maybe trying to expand out to here. This little hit force is going to come out. I don't know if it's good enough to attack the planetary though. Might be. But no, they're just going to go for workers instead. So that's probably a better option. Kill the workers, because why not? However, he's got to micro them quite a bit, because what do we got down here? Polar medevacs coming down. We've got a nuke coming down, nuking the cannons. Whoop-dee friggin' do. The cannons, nobody really cares about them. This force going down, attacking quite a lot of workers here. Just going to warp in a crap load of zealots, and these guys are going to have to run. He's trying to attack these rocks to get back into his own base. Probably not an awesome option. But here we go. The Protoss forces are going up here. I don't think he was expecting these forces though. He's going to run out of there. And I love this little nuclear icon here. But he's wasting so many nukes on this base. And this base is just like a few hundred minerals that he really hasn't used so far. So maybe he was hoping there was a workers up there. It's not. Maybe he purposely set it out there. Just so the he's like, here you go, Mr. Terran player. Go nuke this stuff instead of nuking anything actually important. And I think the Terran player sort of figured it out, because he has decided he doesn't want to nuke this anymore, or maybe he does, but he's sending this ghost over there as well to this base, which looks like it might actually be mining in the future. And this ghost just running away, but he's almost out of cloak. There we go, he's out of cloak, and he's going to get wiped out. Meanwhile, the Terran force moving up here. He's like, I'm sick of wasting nukes on this base, I'm just going to kill it the old-fashioned way. My god, look at how many bloody ghosts there are, man. There's a massive amount of ghosts. This is a high Templar killing squad right here. But not that much good against anything else. Here comes a Dark Templar, man. If he can start killing some ghosts, that would be awesome. But he's going for Marauders at the moment. Meanwhile, the Protoss has got a lead. He's going out. He's going to take out this base. The Terran madly running over there to try and defend it. You've seen it in this watchtower. But I don't think he's going to be able to stop this base from going down. Although there's a lot of workers repairing this. So he may just have enough time. The workers repairing managed to save the base. And he's got a nice position on the upside. He's not going to take it though. He's worried about the flank going from this side and the Vikings coming in. This Protoss force in a lot of trouble. He's blinking out the Stalkers to take out the Vikings before they get in range of the Colossus. And he's going to warp them all back to God knows where area. Or over there. I'm surprised he didn't warp them over to there, because this base is being attacked, but he's going to decide not to. Let's have a look at the bases for the moment. The income. The Protoss, still about 20 workers ahead. So he's doing pretty good at killing the Terran workers and keeping his own workers alive. We're on about 5 bases each, so not much difference there. Protoss moving up here, going to go on this top ramp. That's not a very good idea. You must know that these Terran forces are out, so he's got to be thinking about getting in a good position to attack these guys. These guys are just running back to try and defend these Zealots, who are in turn just trying to kill as many units as they can. I think they got a bunch of workers, but yeah. Protoss is going to sneak in behind, and he's going to try and have another go at this base, but he's building 2 more command centers. If these are both planetaries, this is going to be hilarious as all hell. He's blinking in the Stalkers, he's getting in there nice and fast. Meanwhile, the Terran's going to finish this off, and he's going to have a go at this base. The workers all running out of there as fast as they can. They know what's coming. These workers not really running away. They're actually on the planetary. They're going to defend it with their lives, but there's just too much damage here, and the force field's stopping it from repairing, and he is going to lose a crap load of workers here. So I think for now, Happy is in actually quite a bit of trouble. He's 26 workers and a 62, and HasuObs really doing a great job of getting in this game, doing the damage he needs to do. This Zealot constant harass, absolutely awesome. And yeah, Happy is looking like he's in a bit of trouble at the moment. He's been shut down, 1 base, and meanwhile, HasuObs is getting this 6th base down. No, it's 3, 4, 5. He's in 5. 1, 2, 3, 4. Alright, so he had 4. And they both had this base and this base, but they both got shut down. Meanwhile, HasuObs getting this base down. And yeah, Happy is in a bit of trouble right now. He's getting some more nukes down, so nuke play, very awesome so far, but he's looking like he's in quite a lot of trouble at this point, just in terms of the economy. You look at that, 24 versus 60. He's going to be starving quite soon. He's got gas coming out of his ass, but the minerals are starting to slacken off. He's only got 1 mining base. The Protoss has 2. this one doesn't really count anymore, and he's actually getting a base over here, so he's expanding like there's nobody's business. And once he starts wiping out these forces, Happy is not going to be able to build up as fast as HasuObs is, and it is going to be quite a lot of trouble. You've got a small force coming in here, they're going to get wiped out. Meanwhile, these guys sniping like there's no tomorrow. The Zealots, the Protoss force does not want to be moving out of here. He's got to defend this base. But this force coming in here, and it's all going to come down to this battle. We've got a nuke coming in here, forcing the Protoss out of position. They're going to try and go up the top, but that's a bit narrow for them, and they do not want to go in there. The Terran player is going to back off, wait for the nuke to fall, and then he's going to run in again. The Protoss has got to be ready for it. He's going to try and make a dash up, perhaps go for this base. There's no mining at this base anymore, and he's got to be very, very scared of going in there and getting flanked on the back side, because that is what the Terran player will do. He'll flank him on the back as he goes in the front, and I'm not sure if this is a good idea. He's going to run away right now. He realizes it's a bad idea. He's getting the hell out of there, and this isn't the base he wants to attack. He wants to attack this base because this is the one that's still mining. And there we go, some defensive forces coming in there. The Marauders are so beefy, but they do eventually mostly get taken down. Some of them still survive. Bunch of forces out there. There's a scan. There's got some ghosts coming in. They're going to start taking out this base, I assume, or trying to nuke the army. Like, that's really going to happen. And the forces just backing out. They're getting into a nice central position where they can defend any sort of area. These guys dropping out a lot of forces. There's still a bit of defenses coming down there. Forces going in there, going to try and wipe out this base. There's not too many workers they can kill, but the Protoss army is not really much they can do about it. They're going to push in. They're going to try and take out this fourth. I really, really like this play. You can go in there, you can wipe out the one surviving Terran mining base. They'll be absolutely huge. The Terran could counter and go for this base, but there's really not much left there. And if he goes in there, he's got to take out this planetary. Actually, he's got to take out all three of these because he can just land another one if it goes down, but that's fine. This one's going to get taken out. You can see he's keeping his forces up so he can make a quick getaway. There we go, beautiful. He took out one command center and he's going to run. The Terran player is going to try and surround him here, maybe push in here, sort of cut his forces in two so any reinforcements can't group up with the major amount. And the Terran player, man, he's still got a very scary amount of forces, but a large amount of them are Vikings, so they're going to do a lot of damage to the Colossus. And the Stalkers, man, not really humping up to the amount of Vikings that are out there. And I'd really, really like to see the Protoss player go for just pure ground army at the moment. Just go for pure Stalkers, Zealots, High Templar, because he was investing a lot in that Colossus play, and he should have known that that amount of Vikings he could just not stand up to. He had a good army composition, but not against a massive amount of Vikings, and that is exactly what Happy had. So the minute he started realizing that there were that many Vikings, he should have switched over to something else. He should have switched over to, I don't know, maybe some Immortal tech, but definitely a large amount of Zealots, Stalkers, and High Templar, man. And yeah, the Colossus just let him down at the end. He was completely outmatched, and the Terran player had the army composition than he needed to take out those Colossus, and the rest was just pretty much a mop-up. So there we go. That is going to be game number 2, and since Happy has won it, that means that Team Empire has won round 3, and that means that Team Empire has won the entire tournament. So there we go. Just a quick recap in the grand final series: Team Empire versus Mouse Sports. Round 1, Cass from Team Empire beat Hero Marine from Mouse Sports 2-0. Second round, Mana from Mouse Sports beat Brad OK from Team Empire 2-0. So just coming straight back, winning 2-0 from the opposite side. And then round 3, Happy from Team Empire beat HasuObs 2-0 and secured the grand final win for Team Empire. And this has been a completely epic series of games. We've seen some awesome stuff in the semi-finals. We've seen some awesome stuff in the grand finals. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful games, and I hope you enjoyed this long epic journey. Thank you very, very, very much for watching, and I will catch you guys later with some more hot tournament action as soon as I find another good tournament to cast. If you know any really good tournaments that actually have the replays readily available and they're not like missing replays or any sort of crap like that. I tried to download the DreamHack tournament thing, and not only were the file names like 50 billion characters long that crashed Starcraft, but there was missing the grand final series. I'm just like, what? Absolutely bullshit. So I might cast some individual games if there are some good ones in there, but I'm not going to cast like semi-finals and grand finals and stuff like that from the DreamHack. So not going to work. But this game, this tournament, very, very awesome. And thank you very, very much for watching this, guys. And once again, congratulations to Team Empire for winning this tournament, and I hope you guys enjoyed this. Please subscribe if you haven't already done so. Please like all my videos if you do like them, because it makes me happy, and when I'm happy, I pick on Protoss players with a lot of Vikings. Now, when I'm happy, I cast more videos, and yeah, so there we go. Thank you very much for watching. This has been Hairy Muppet. I hope you enjoyed it.